was this right here. Take a listen. He revealed that when he first came out as a musician at the age of 22, with the album that had Before I, Why We Sing, that he did not own his publishing rights, and he did not get it all the way until he was in his 40s. So for 20 years, Kirk Franklin was in the music business, making all this music, melodies from heaven and everything, and never owned any of his publishing. Here with us to talk about it, my guy, the one and only Isaac Hayes III, the head of fan base. But Isaac, you've been a big proponent to tell people that owning their intellectual property, their IP, is such an important thing. How does something like this happen to a person like Kirk Franklin?
It happened to my father, and he's one of the greatest to ever do it. My father lost the rights to his publishing and his writers.
What?
In 1974, a year before I was born. So all the songs that people used in hip hop to sample in the late 80s, early 90s, 2000s, he never saw any of that money. Our family never saw any of that money. And we're talking in upwards of $60 million that never went to him.
Wait a minute. So how did that actually happen? Like, I know you being young, you wanted to sign a contract. How did that?
So, and we'll tell this story eventually, but basically Stax Records filed for bankruptcy on my father about $12 million in 1974. If you take that to today, that's like $40 million. You know what I'm saying? And so he took out a loan and defaulted on that loan for $2 million. So he thought he had 12 coming and took 2, and he didn't get that. And so then because of that, they actually took the actual IP, the ownership of his writer shares, not the income stream. It's different. Like when when they garnish your wages, it's different. They took the income stream from him. And so that is the generational trauma that our family faced, which is why I'm so big on owning your copyright. I'm unapologetic about owning it. I'm telling everybody right now, every R&B and hip hop and rap artist that put something out in 1990, do you understand that your copyrights are up for termination right now? If you wrote something in 1990, it's 35 years later. That's the term. So you should be terminating your publishing and getting that IP back. The same way that Kirk Franklin is getting his publishing back, every rapper, everybody needs to do that. And I posted about that online, and you'd be surprised how many of your favorite artists hit me in the DMs. I'm talking about icons, like, yo, how do you do that? I didn't know you could do that. What, and so the music industry is built on this shell game of not trying to let people know what really ownership is and all these things. And so everything is front loaded with fame and fortune and money. But on the back end, it's really built off the ownership of creatives and the ignorance that they promote, that we shouldn't own these things, or they tell people. So that's a big problem.
Let's talk about this real quick, because I think a lot of people don't understand this one particular part.
Yeah.
When a song is created, there's 2 different sides of revenue.
Yeah.
Explain that.
There's the writer side, which is the creative version of yourself. The artist has an income stream that owns that. Then there's the publisher. The publisher is the business side of your writing. You equally own both sides. You have no publishing deal. So that's the person, the publisher is the person that has the right, the authority to make decisions on that copyright.
So in layman's terms, when I go into a studio and I'm sitting here with different writers, I'm getting a portion of that writer's credit, right? So that's one part.
And the publisher credit.
And the publisher credit.
If you don't have a publishing deal.
If you don't, right?
Yeah.
But then the business side is, okay, so there's a second side to it, to where you have to sit in front of these corporations or like the record labels and say, hey, I need to have rights to such and such song because I was a creator. So
typically as artists come through the door, they want to do a publishing deal with you. So basically, I always say a publishing deal is like the worst loan ever, right?
It's a loan.
Because it's the worst loan you would ever make. It's the worst deal that you could ever make.
Gotcha.
But what typically happens is, especially in our community, you got really talented people that got families, and they trying to get out of situations, and so for $100,000, $50,000, that sounds really good, but not knowing that you're about to become an icon and make $20 million, $30 million, and half of that money is going to go to somebody just because they gave you $150,000.
Oh, so it's kind of like,
so you're signing over.
Right? Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that everybody knows in layman's terms. Everybody who's hearing this, actually visualize what actually goes on.
Yes.
So they say, I need this money first, which is a loan.
Yeah.
And then
you have to pay that back.
You have to pay it back.
You have to pay that $150,000, $200,000 back, and then every other song that you write after that, they get 50% of the revenue.
Oh my! So it's good to actually wait the long term game.
Absolutely, it
Okay.
is. But I mean, a lot of times people are not in that position to do so. But the younger generation is getting a lot more savvy in owning their copyright and
Okay.
their publishing. I'm looking at when I look at deals right now, and I look at like when I go on Apple Music or look at the publishing, I can see, oh, you license your album to Sony. You
Okay.
license your like Drake and Kendrick, both of them license their masters to Universal.
Smart.
They don't own them, and so it's a whole different ball game when it comes to this. But the publishing side, it's so much money, and people got to understand that termination rights before 1978, it was 56 years. So the songs my father wrote in the 60s and the 70s started coming back in 2014, 15, 16, 17. Hold on, I'm coming, stuff like that. That's why we were able to go and battle Trump, because we had the ownership of the actual publishing.
Okay.
See, if we had the writer's share, we wouldn't have been able to do that.
Okay. So it's very important. Now, we're not just talking music with owning your IP. We're talking everything now.
Yeah, film, everything. I mean,
Even the business, like
social media content.
content. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
So what do you do? Because I know there are a lot of content creators out there and influencers.
Mm-hmm.
How do you license that?
Well, it's not that, it's the ability to build something that you own in a digital world. So you got to think, like, shout out to Joe Budden, because Joe Budden was faced with a $40 million deal a few years ago, probably 7-8 years ago at Spotify, to sell his show, and he didn't.
Really?
No, he didn't, and they offered him like $2 million or something. I can after something crazy or 40. He turned down $40 million. I think it was $40 million, and so now he's making $20 million a year. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's right. Listen,
Right, and
20
so-
million a year.
A year. So it's a huge difference in turning down that IP. For what I did when I built Fanbase, again, that's my generational trauma. I built something that creatives can monetize their content and their IP without having to sell it or give it to somebody in a free market, in a digital world, globally, on any phone around the world, Android, iPhone. And so that's the thing that I want creatives who are listening is to understand, is that you are all television networks. Don't get it twisted. Take the word follower that you have on your social media account and put viewers now. It's not I don't have 12 million followers. You got 12 million viewers. Now go Google how much somebody gets a commercial for having 12 million viewers. Go look how much somebody gets a commercial for having Sunday Night Football. Go see how much they get for a commercial when they have 18 million people watching Sunday Night Football, and then say, well, wait, I got 18 million followers, so how come I can't charge $800,000 every time I post something on my social media? And you'll realize that, number one, even though you have 18 million followers, these apps are never letting 18 million people see your content.
I was gonna say that, and they definitely don't want to pay you for
She
it
got
either.
a big viewership.
Yeah.
She got a lot of eyes on her.
Yeah, they don't want you to do that
She
because
got a lot of eyes.
you're a television network, and
Right.
There it is.
so you know the reason behind Fanbase is we don't do that. We don't suppress content. We don't shadow ban, because how we make money is the creator makes money first. We put everybody in front, and that's how we want people to realize that. What they did, real quick, what they did to Stephen Colbert on CBS, it sounds messed up, but it's a good thing. These legacy television networks are pushing people to independence, and it's going to be the death of legacy television. So cool, kick Stephen Colbert off TV and let him start his own network and his own digital and start doing his show independently of that, and he makes all that money, and then advertisers start spending with him directly. It's the beginning of the
That's
end
what
for
they're
legacy
doing with your
television.
guy that was on Fox.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but it was on Fox that he just he's killing it now.
Yeah.
So these
That's
people,
interesting.
Joy Reid started her own network.
Right, right.
Everybody's starting their own network, so
Yeah.
that's the way to go. Listen, Isaac, thank you very much, man. We appreciate you stopping by and dropping so much knowledge. Bro.
Awesome, for sure.
For sure.
All right.